Welcome to the new video, my friends, and today I want to talk about something that is completely opposite of what you've seen, what you've heard in the last few years: living a slow life. Now, what does it mean by living a slow life? If you're an introvert, you are very observant, right? You've seen the world, what's going on, how things are happening in the world, and you're very observant. So you've seen everything around us is telling us to do things fast, be more productive, do this, you're wasting your time, things like that, which really doesn't align with our own soul now, does it? You got to ask yourself this question: is it aligning with my own soul? Let me tell you a little story what happened a few weeks ago. Okay, so usually when I start writing my newsletter, which I send to my fans and my audience on Sunday, so usually I start writing it on Fridays or Saturdays. So I woke up in the morning, I went for a walk, I came back, I exercised, okay, I had a shower, and then I made my coffee, I sat on my desk, I opened my spiral notebook, and I picked up my favorite pen, and I was sitting there thinking about what I should write about. And 20 minutes passed, nothing. I just sat there without any thoughts, nothing. Usually thoughts come up by that time, but nothing happened that day. So I paced around the room, I went to my balcony, stood there for a while, made another coffee, the coffee got cold. I had a glance at the clock. I started at 9 in the morning and it was around 1:30 in the afternoon and still nothing. So to distract myself, I picked up my phone and I stared at it for a moment, and suddenly I switched it off. Like, that rarely happens, but I switched it off. I picked up my chair, I went to the balcony, I just sat there. Just sat there. For the whole evening, I was just staring into the blankness with nothing. And this calm washed over all my body, and I've not felt that in months. I don't know what happened. This has never happened before, and I was so shocked. And that got me started thinking, what's going on? What am I doing with my life? And as an introvert, see, we have a tendency of doing a lot of contemplation. So I started that. I wrote in my journal that what's been going on. I observed what I have been doing in the last few months. And the only thing that came to my mind was that I've always been in a rush to do the next thing. What's the next thing? I forgot to take a pause. I watched this movie like last week. I watched this movie called Perfect Days, and it's a Japanese movie. And in that movie, the protagonist, the hero of the movie, is a middle-aged guy in his 50s, and he cleans toilet across Japan. And all he did was he woke up in the morning. By the way, this movie was also nominated for the best Oscar for a foreign film this year. It was released in 2023, last year. So I was watching that movie, and that guy enjoyed the little things in life. Okay, there was no backstory of that person. He just woke up in the morning, he did his old routine, he brushed his teeth, he got dressed, he went to his job cleaning toilets across Japan. Beautiful toilets, by the way. Japan's have absolutely beautiful toilets. And he came back, he had his dinner at in a Subway, and then he came back, he read books. He was a very well-read person, because they showed in the movie that he had a big library with a lot of books there. And he read the book, and while reading the book, he felt sleep, and he just went to sleep. That's it. And that repeated over and over again. In one of the scenes, his niece comes to visit him, and they spend a day or two, and then his sisters come back to pick her up again back. So the movie was all about that person was not ambitious. See, a lot of pressure is been put on to people that we have to be doing something all the time. We cannot sit back alone. And remember, okay, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you just stood out in front of a theater or in a line in a store and you didn't uh, took out your phone? That really happens. Really happens. Why? Because things have changed. Our mind has rewired in a way that it's impossible for us to even take a pause, to not do something. That has become absolutely impossible for us. And what I say is that, especially if you're an introvert, it's important for you to take some downtime. It's important for you to take a pause and not do something. Just be. Don't do anything. Just sit there, enjoy your own company, vibe with your own energy. But that really happens. Really happens. Technology is important. See, technology has changed the world. It has given us jobs. It has made our dreams come true. People who lived in the shadows like I did for years and years. And they are now able to connect with the people and share their gifts and insights and observations with the world. It has given us the opportunity to do that. But it's also taking over our lives. See, it's forcing us to do things, compulsively do things. Okay, even if we don't want to do it, but we are in a habit of doing things, always on the move, always thinking about what's the next thing, what's the next reel, or what's the next video, what can I do with my life more, how can be more productive. And self-improvement, oh dear Lord, don't get me started on that. Self-improvement, it has become, there was a time, okay, when I was in my teens. I was 15, 16 years old, and there was internet, but I was not really into it, because it was there, but my access was limited to the internet. The only access I had was in my library, in the school library, that's all. So yes, it was a fascinating thing at that time. But yes, we had books, and I read a few self-improvement books when I was in my teens. I was more into philosophy. I read them and they felt important. Okay, yes, how can we improve our lives? How can we become a better people overall? But if you talk about really want to improve your life in a way, then I think it comes from the inside. Okay, it comes from contemplation, observation of your own life, which we have forgotten to do because we have so many things all the time. We are surrounded by so much information that we have forgotten to get bored. And why do you think we are bored all the time? Why do you think we are overwhelmed all the time? Why we are tired all the time? The reason is very simple. The reason is that we always have something to do. We don't rest our minds. That's the problem. We don't rest our minds at all. We're always doing something. Our mind is always engaged. And if you don't rest your minds, see, ideas need space. Ideas need a blank canvas to expand. And if you're not giving your mind that blank canvas, all it can draw is chaos. And that's what we are experiencing right now in our lives, chaos. And that movie really changed my perspective about life and how I've been living my life. Something happened a few years ago, not just now, but a few years ago, when I started my journey as a writer, as an independent writer. And I went home one day, and my father retired in 2019. I went home, I think it was 2020 or 21. And I looked at his face and I felt sad, very sad. because I've been so busy that I forgot to notice that my parents are getting old. And that's the first time I noticed it. He was talking and I was not there. I was inside. I was observing his face and I felt deeply sad. I felt this deep sadness inside me that where I've been for the years, couple of years, I was not there. But now I make sure that whenever they visit, I take them out. We have fun, and I make sure that whatever time we spend together, we are having fun, and I'm wholly, fully there for them in that moment. That's all that matters, my friend. That's all that matters. To be there for people who matter to you. This overwhelm is causing chaos in my life, and in your life. It's creating chaos in our lives. Because, see, when you wake up in the morning, okay, let's go back 10,000 years ago, okay? 10,000 years ago, when you woke up in the morning, you had like two things to do. You woke up, you went for a bath in the river, if you loved swimming. You sat there on a rock, observed nature, connected with yourself. Then you went hunting. You brought the prey home, the food home. The women cooked it, and we were happy. Okay, sang around the fire, sat around the fire, talked about, sang, danced, and then we went back to sleep. Okay, there were no decisions to be made. The only decisions were how we're going to get food, because survival has always been the most powerful force in our bodies, right? Compare that to the life we have now. You wake up in the morning and it's been only 2 hours and you already made like 5,000 decisions. What should I wear in the morning? What kind of coffee do you want? I want. What kind of breakfast should I have? No, that influencer said you shouldn't have more protein, or you shouldn't have more carbs, or you shouldn't have more fat. And then you're making all the decisions. If you want to eat fats, your body is craving protein, but no, it's not bad. It's not good. You can only have 20 grams of protein a day. Things like that. You know what I'm talking about, okay? We have to make so many decisions every day, and that is training you, my friend. That is training you. That is taking up so much energy that you're not aware of. You don't know what's going on inside your mind. Your mind is like a computer, and every decision that you make in your life, in your daily life, takes a toll. It consumes energy. It consumes a lot of energy. And our priority should be to give that energy to the things that are useful, that matter to us. Not mundane things like what should I wear, or what should I eat, or which lane should I drive in. Okay, that's also a kind of thing that is taking you energy. So you see what I'm talking about? So many decisions that we make that we feel tired by the end of the day. It's only 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. in the evening, and you're already drained and tired, and you just want to go to bed. That's all. You don't have things. You don't have time to explore your hobbies, to read or watch a movie. Nothing. You don't even have time for that. You don't have time for yourself. How sad that is. Only because we are living a fast life. Only because we are so much influenced by the environment, by the people who are shouting at us, do more, be more productive, wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. No. What if you don't want to? What if your body is not like that? Your body clock could be different, right? What if your mind is most productive at 9 a.m. in the morning or 10 a.m. in the morning? What about that? What if you wake up at 5 in the morning and then you're groggy all day? It happens to me. I'm not a morning person. I wake up at 6, 7:30, 8, and I'm fine with that. I don't have to follow the norms of the world. I don't have to follow the gurus. Okay, I do what I feel comfortable with. And there's another thing I would like to point out, that if you're letting the social media or whatever you watch on the internet, like Instagrams or TikTok, if you're letting that decide your sense of value, then it may make you feel like your daily life is insignificant. You don't matter at all, because these people are showing you, we are driving Lamborghinis, we have private jets, and you can get that too if you follow the path or the course that we are selling for $99. That's not the right way to live your life. The right way to live your life is to live it on your own terms, to live it in alignment with your own soul, to do things that feel natural. You see, observe nature. Just look at nature. Is it in a rush? Okay, if you plant a seed today, it's not going to become a tree and start bearing fruits in a week. It takes time. Similarly, don't see yourself detached from nature. You are nature, my friend. Okay, you are part of the same thing that things that you see around in the environment. Observe nature and learn from nature. Nature teaches us everything. Nature is the greatest teacher, the greatest master that has ever been and ever will be. Trust it and follow it. Observe it and learn from it. That's all you have to do. You can be slow. It's okay, my dear friend. It's okay to live a slow life. You don't have to follow the norms of the world, the rules of the world, the ways of the world. Why not just do your own thing? Look at artists. Look at every great scientist. Look at every great poet or a writer or a philosopher. They've always been themselves. They've always followed the voice of their own soul, the beating of their heart. They follow their intuition, and I always do. I follow my intuition, and they've done the same. I've learned from them that you cannot follow what people tell you to do. Even you should even stop thinking about people, because they're not thinking about you. It's just mental. Everything is just mental. You think they're thinking about you, they're not. But we've been conditioned in a way that we feel that their attention is always focused on you. And it's same for me. It's same for almost 99% people in the world. We have been conditioned that way. Stop thinking like that. What I've learned from great artists and great scientists and great writers is that they became great because they followed the voice of their soul. They followed what their heart told them to do. That's what makes you different. See, if you want to be creative, if you're following the norms and the rules of the world and the ways of the world, it will be exactly the same that you see in the world. And how can you make it different? How can you make it something that can touch people, that can touch people's heart, and then can change their perspectives, their perceptions about the world? The only way to do it is just to be yourself, my friend. Just be yourself. I wrote a tweet a few days ago, I think, that the more personal it is, the more creative it is. Why? Because there is no one in the world like you. See, no one in the world like you. You're the only one that is like you. And if you're being yourself, that's the only thing that makes you different from other people. And if you're doing your own thing, you're talking like I could have made these videos as I discussed in the last video. If you haven't watched it, I'll leave the link in the description. That if you want to if I have followed the ways of the world, and if I have made a video that goes viral, and I've put in all the animations and everything, maybe it would have gone viral, but I wouldn't be happy. Okay, I wouldn't be satisfied. My soul wouldn't be happy. I would have been dishonest with myself. I don't want to do that anymore. I've been dishonest with myself for years, and I don't want to do that anymore. So this What I'm doing right now, I have like no scripts at all. Okay, I'm just talking with my heart, and I just decided on a topic to how to live a slow life. Something about slow life. I just sat there, had my coffee, and that's it. I'm sitting here talking to you without any script or nothing. Why? Because I felt that, I don't know, even there may be like millions of creators on YouTube, right? But I don't think even a handful of them are doing what I'm doing. And I think this is the only thing that makes me different from them. I'm suggesting you to live a slow life. Everyone there is, do this, make $10,000, do this, and meditate, and do this and that. I've tried everything, okay? I'm not lying. I've tried everything. I meditated. I woke up at 5 in the morning. I went for a walk. I did calisthenics. I did everything. I tried everything. Nothing worked. Isn't that funny? Nothing worked. Why? Because not aligned with me. That's not who I am. And when I started following my own heart, when I started listening to my own intuition, I started listening to my own wisdom. Okay, there's wisdom inside you. Okay, you've learned things too. You know things, you've learned things, you've observed things, you've noticed things, you've written down things. Observe the animals in the world. They don't read books. They don't watch YouTube videos, but they know what to do. A tiger knows how to hunt, and it will hunt. It knows how to hunt. It's there. So that wisdom, the nature has given us the wisdom to do things, to be our best selves. It is already there. And the impressions that we get from the outside world, the things you read, it only enhances that creativity, that wisdom that you already have inside your heart. It enhances that. But it only happens when you're first aligned with that wisdom. And then you take the outside things and you put it on the top, and that's it. And it becomes better. It becomes great. That's how you do great work. By first putting down the foundation out of your own wisdom, and then you start adding things. Starts from the scratch. We've forgotten that. We don't do that anymore, like, do we? Start listening to yourself, my friend. Start listening to yourself. And it's okay, trust me. It's okay to live a slow life. It's okay to not care about people. It's okay to not follow the rules of the world, not follow the norms of the world, and just be yourself. It's okay. Try it, okay? You've not tried it yet. That's why you don't know. I tried the ways of the world, and I tried the ways, the voice of my inner soul. And then I compared both. And I've never been more happier than I am now, because now I've stopped listening to other people. I have no lessons for you, okay? I have nothing for you. I'm only sharing my heart with you, that this is what I've learned. I'm not giving you a strategy. I'm not giving you a plan. I'm not giving you what to do, and I'm not telling you what you should do with your life. You're absolutely free. All I'm telling you is create your own path. Do your own thing. It's okay to start with nothing. Your experiences will teach you. They will show you the path of where you want to go, where you want to take your life. That's how you reach greatness. That's how you reach a place in life of fulfillment. That rarely happens now with people. Even they have millions of dollars, they're still sad. Don't know what to do with my life. And then they're in meditation retreats trying to find happiness, like doing like this. Not going to work. Because they didn't listen to their soul. Maybe their purpose of life was different and they followed a path that led them to a place where they didn't want to be in the first place. It's okay to live a slow life. You wake up in the morning, okay, don't rush. Don't just sit at a desk and I have to do deep work. Because Carl Newport said that, doing deep work in the morning, the best thing to do. No. If you want to just sit there for an hour in your balcony or on your patio and drink coffee, do that. If you want to go for a walk and clear your head and think about things, do that. If you're a gym person, go to the gym. If you want to cycle, go for a cycle. Do things that are aligned with your own soul, with your own heart, that you want to do. Not what people say you should do, but what is good for you. That's all that matters. Start living a slow life, because slow life gives you time to process your life, to process your emotions, to keep them calm. Because if you're like tick 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 tick, it's going on, what's next? Oh, okay, I gotta make coffee, I gotta do deep work, I gotta do this, and then I gotta hit the gym, I gotta go to work, and I have projects and deadlines, and I've got to do that and come back, and I have to make food and buy groceries, and pause. Take a pause. Slow down. The world is not going anywhere. Stop distracting yourself. Stop listening. First of all, stop listening to these people. Okay, take a break. Take a fast. Like we take fast from food. Take a fast from technology. Take a fast from constantly stimulating your mind. Take a pause. Okay, just a couple of days are enough. Okay, I'm not saying leave your phone at home for a week or switch off your phone or start using a dumb phone. No, I'm not saying these things. Take a pause, a day or two. Spend time with your own self. Okay, that helps you understanding yourself, observing yourself, and connecting with yourself, which is the most important thing. If you're disconnected with yourself, you start feeling anxious, you start feeling depressed, because you're so far away from your own soul. And it's I think that destroys us. Then you're taking pills and seeing psychologists and taking therapy. What's the point? The only simple way, there's a very, very simple way to do that, is to just sit in silence. First thing in the morning that you do is to start slow. Don't rush things. Start slow, and then you will feel the whole day you're so energetic. Because you're connected with yourself. The first thing in the morning that you did, before you share yourself with the world, connect with yourself. Root yourself in your own being first before you give yourself out to the world. Before you share your personality, before you share your emotions and energy with the world, connect with yourself. When you connect with yourself, you will feel that the whole day you're feeling whole. You're not disconnected. If someone says something mean to you, you're kind of in a state where you're kind of detached. That doesn't affect you personally or emotionally. It's their problem, not yours. And that only happens when you're deeply connected with yourself. Start living a slow life, my friend. I know your soul craves for a slow life. But the world has conditioned us. And it's okay. It conditioned me too. But we can detach and we can rewire and we can start from scratch. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are. The only thing that matters is the realization of these things, of actually seeing things the way they are. Okay, I've drifted away, too far away from myself. I've got to come back. I've got to come back here. I've got to start listening to my own soul. And when you start doing that, my friend, your life will change. That's it. Simple as that. Your life will change. Try that. This week, start living a slow life. You will see the changes. Thank you for listening to this video. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.